Hey everyone, my name is Nevada,
And I'm Daniel.
and this
Is Big in a Small Town Podcast, Episode 3.
a podcast where we talk about personal growth, living boldly, and how to break the barriers of the environment that surrounds you.
That's good.
We wrote that description for this time because we're elevating.
And we are getting bigger and better.
Our goal is growth, okay? Our goal is not perfection, it's growth. And
Oh, that part.
that's what we aim to demonstrate by
think-
example.
I think we captured that in episodes 1 and 2. That clearly perfection is not attainable, but growth is.
Growth, you know what we prefer, a grower.
Not a shower.
Because if you're just showing,
What are you really doing?
it's all for show.
Right. Is it even real again?
No prosthetics. We need a man. Okay.
So in episode 3, what we're going to be talking about is what is it like to date in a small town? What is our dating life like? And how much of that are we going to share today, Nevada?
We may go into detail. We may not. We didn't really think this one through. We went out last night. We'll talk a little bit about that. But
Oh, dear
first,
God.
we did go out. Daniel, he needed that.
I needed that. And, you know, in honor of going out last night, I decided to wear what I wore last night in our small little town.
And I wore what I wore last night as well because he did it. So I'm going to do it because duh.
We share one brain cell.
Yeah, just one though. There's only one between the two of us.
Here, you hold it.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to use this brain cell to go into my favorite part of the podcast, gay or sick in the head. Is it gay or is it sick in the head? That's what we're here to determine, okay? And I came up with some debates.
Yeah, what is it? I want to
Okay.
know.
So the first one, is this gay or sick in the head? Not having a license by the age of 30.
Oh, baby. Okay. Wait. Okay. Oh my gosh.
It's a good one.
So I will say, like, from the perspective of being gay, that's a gay thing. Like, it is pretty gay to be 30 and to not have a license and to be like, oh, like, can you come pick me up? Not only do I not have a car, I can't drive. And not only can I not drive, I also don't have a license. And I've never driven a car before because I'm scared. And that to me is very, very gay. That being said, though, there are so many people out there in the straight world that are sick in the head for this, especially men.
Oh my gosh.
The amount of men who don't have a license is astounding.
The reasons why they don't have a license is almost worse.
It's always worse.
They're either a felon
Oh, gosh.
or have a DUI. Don't get me started on men without licenses. And especially don't get me started on men with... I was actually about to talk shit about men having shitty vehicles, but I have actually a vehicle that's falling apart.
Girl, my vehicle almost killed me until I got my new vehicle.
You know what?
Driving down the streets of LA with a gas leak. Oh, like almost passed out. Actually did kind of low-key pass out. That's a story for another day.
You almost passed out with a gas leak in your car?
Yes.
Girl.
I did pass out, but like I woke back up.
Thank God. What the fuck?
LA almost killed me. I'm telling you, I'm meant to be in a small town. I can't.
Okay, someone apply to be Daniel's boyfriend because he obviously needs a lot of help with car stuff. So is it gay or is it sick in the head?
I think if you're gay, you're gay, and if you're sick in the head, you're sick in the head. Like,
But not having a license by 30.
I have to pick one.
You have to pick one.
Fine.
We can only use both for like very
fine.
special
Fine. You're right.
circumstances.
You're right. You're sick in the head.
Sick in the head.
You're sick in the head.
I think so too. Okay.
I want you to be gay, but
okay, this is another tough one. Wanting to get married less than 3 months of knowing each other.
oh, wow. That's
hard.
You're really pulling me right now. That's such a gay thing, but it's such a sick thing too.
It's so sick.
Oh wow. Romeo and Juliet did that shit. Look how that turned out.
My parents could be sick in the head because my dad proposed after 3 months of knowing my mom.
That's a sickness. I would do it myself. And I'm also sick in the head. Wow. That's so lesbian though.
It's okay. It's actually so funny because the person I heard it from, I had a suspicion that they were a lesbian.
Oh. Can I say that it's lesbian?
Is it gay or is it? So that would be gay.
So it's gay. Wait.
I would say like wanting to move in together within 3 months is more gay.
Okay.
Than getting married.
Actually, that just put my head on straight. You're right. Like moving in together and getting a U-Haul. That would be gay. Proposing or marriage. Okay, yeah, that's a sickness.
That's just sick in the head. Okay, we have 2 more quick ones. Is this gay or sick in the head? Having a haircut. Shit. Having a haircut that looks like Lord Farquaad.
That's kind of hot. In a sick way. Yummy. I'm going to go with Lord Farquaad. That's funny. Shit. I'm going to go with... Wow. I feel like that's gay.
That's pretty gay.
Yeah, that's gay.
Especially if it's a girl that has the haircut.
Yeah, like girls be like kind of into that.
Yeah.
Lord Farquaad vibe these days. And it's like, I don't know, but I've seen some guys with it too. And I'm like, okay.
I saw 2 guys just last night.
You think?
I think. Or maybe it was a TikTok. I forget.
Okay.
So many people have the Lord Farquaad haircut. Okay. This is the last one. Okay.
Oh, yes. Another one.
Okay.
I didn't want this to be over.
The very last one. Is this gay or sick in the head?
What is it?
I think I may know what it is. Our Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, spending $6.9 million of our tax dollars on lobster.
Oh, my God. That makes me want to throw up. Honestly, that made me feel violent.
Yeah.
Is anyone else feeling?
Oh, not to mention the $2 million on king crab legs.
That's honestly disgusting. That's sick in the head.
Sick.
I can't believe we have these people in office. Like, they're so stupid.
They're so sick.
And they're so sick. I'm like, literally, you could put that monkey, the monkey that got abandoned by its family at the zoo, in office, and we would. Sorry, that was. I don't know.
No.
Wait, R.I.P.
Wait, what happened to the monkey?
You didn't see the videos about the monkey getting abandoned, and then it has a little stuffed animal?
No, wait, I did see a video of a monkey, and like,
and the mom
there was a bigger
it.
monkey, like, kind of like being violent to the little monkey.
Yes.
And then it ran away with a little stuffed animal.
Yes.
Oh my God. Wait, what's its name?
I don't know, but that monkey should run for office.
I would.
I support that monkey. Also, that monkey was me in episode 2. Beating the dead horse with the stuffed animal.
Fuck.
Anyways.
So, Pete Hegseth.
Oh my God. Sick. That's a boo. Spend your own money on lobster. Like, really?
How do you even spend? And the fact that it's 69, like, it's so fucking. A man would do that.
Only a man.
How is there even enough lobster in the world to spend $6.9 million? Like, did he buy all the lobsters in existence? How is it that much?
I didn't think about that.
And is it actually on lobster or is it going somewhere else? Because he's the Secretary of Defense. Not that I'm a politician, but it's suspicious.
I hope those lobsters defend us from World War III.
God
Front,
bless.
put them in the front lines, baby. Lobsters unite. Claws, put your claws up, bitch.
Okay, and that concludes episodes 3 of Gay or Sick in the Head.
Oh,
Thank you for listening. I was proud of those.
Those were, I feel like it was one of those moments where like they tie you up to the horses and then the horses all run and then you're sorry, that's sickness that I'm
oh my
even
god,
talking about
what
that.
the fuck?
It was hard to make a decision, like that would be hard too.
Well.
So I have a lot to say about dating, coming from someone who hasn't been on a date since 2024 except last week, but I have a lot of opinions and I don't know, I tend to interact with a lot of men.
That's such a good why didn't I think of that?
I do engage with men all the time. And I can't honestly help being as sexy as I am. And that's not my fault. But last week I did go on a date and I will say he was a man. And you know why he's a man, Nevada?
Why?
Because one, the way we met was you and I basically just went and picked him up off the street. I was like, can we go pick him up and hang out with him?
Oh,
please.
my gosh.
And you were like, yeah.
This was on Blackout Wednesday, by the way. We went to Rancho Bowl in Santa Maria.
Yeah, baby.
And then we were going to go to Old Orchid and go to the bars in Old Orchid. And then when we left, since I was driving, I wasn't drinking. And Daniel was drinking. And he's like, can we pick up this guy I met on Grindr? A bitch. Duh.
Yes. I was like, doesn't that sound fun? Like, we can hang out with him.
At first, I was like, oh my God. But then I was just like, you know what? Whatever. Fuck it. Trust the process. I'm just going to go pick up this gay.
So we go and find this gay and we pick him up. And this man wears like streetwear. Like, he looks like a straight man to me. But he's Mexican, obviously, duh. He wears like baggy clothes, streetwear. He's like really sweet. And he was like down for it. He was like, okay, where are we going? He just gets in the car and we go.
Oh yeah. He had a great energy. He had an energy of like, I'm up for anything.
He was like, no, that's cool with me. And so we get in the car. We basically just like bring him along for the ride for the night. And him and I had a great time. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But what I will say is like months go by and he's on my Instagram. And so he knew about this podcast. So he knows how I am. He knows what I'm about. He's seen probably a lot, probably all that one would need to know about me. He's seen that. And he was like, hey, I was thinking about you. Like, we should go on a date. And I was like,
he said that?
Well,
he said we should go on a date?
Actually, he's like very casual, so he didn't really say it like that. But we just started talking, and then it progressed to like, oh, we should hang out. And then before you know it, we made plans to go to the movies. And
what movie did you see?
we saw Scream.
Oh.
And I love that kind of stuff.
A romantic horror film.
Yes.
I love a
It was
good
the
horror
best.
film date.
And
That's
he was
good.
very insistent on paying. And I was like, what a man. But the man part about it was that, like, he's so chill with, like, accepting my crazy. And he, like, is unbothered by it. He's like, sure, you want to pick me up and drag me around town? Okay. And then I'll, post what I post on Instagram. And he's just like, anyways, how was your day? Unbothered.
He's grounded.
He's grounded.
He don't give a...
Like, he doesn't care. And I love that. And so we went to the movies. It was like a cute little romantic thing. We kissed after. And I was like, that was actually really nice.
You guys kissed?
Yeah, it was cute.
That's cute. Wait.
It was a little like, yeah.
I love that. I want to kiss.
I know.
I want to
But
kiss on a first date.
yeah, and that was actually pretty surprising because I don't know if you know anything about small towns, but one, it's pretty conservative. Two, there's not a lot of gays, and three, of the gays that are out there, I don't like them.
Fair enough.
I don't I don't date here because I don't like the men here.
There's not a lot of options.
I'm saying I'm not saying there's not good guys out there. I'm just saying
Daniel's very particular.
I just feel like in general, like I'm probably gonna meet someone that's meant for me, like traveling at a hostel or like at a food truck stand in Mexico, like getting tacos. Like I don't think that like I'm super in alignment with the types of people that are here, and that's okay. But the person who really taught me about alignment in general was my mom. And
Yes.
she said some things about dating that really helped me conceptualize like what I was doing with dating. And she said something like, which, you know, every relationship has its issues, but she did say like when she hears people talk about relationships, she says, I never had time for dating. She's like, I was too busy doing my own thing. She was like, I was a teacher working multiple jobs. And then she was like, and then you know what? Like, I wouldn't really date unless like it was, she kind of phrases it in a sense of like, unless things were easy and we wanted the same things. And she always says like, with your dad and I, like, we never had to argue back and forth about who's going to do what in the relationship or where we wanted to go to travel or the type of house we wanted to live in because we wanted the same things. And she's like, so I don't understand why people get into relationships and have so many issues. Like, you should be with someone who makes you better, and you should be with someone who wants the same things out of life that you do. And she's like, it really should be that easy where it's like, you like to go to the beach, they should be going to the beach with you. You want to live like a certain type of lifestyle, like you should find someone who also likes that lifestyle. Like, you shouldn't have to force you out of your life to be with someone. Like, the right person is going to be walking that same journey that you're walking on, and you're going to just come into union with them, like,
Yeah.
through shared experience and activity. And I think in dating so often, like, I have tried to force things just for the concept of finding love or like being with someone, which is a big thing that I did. Like, I feel like with my ex, like, I don't think like I ever really wanted to live, like, permanently live in a big town like LA, and he's from LA. And I think just the fact enough that like his values in life are more focused on like materialism and wealth and like designer bags and like like the show and the flair of things, which is a lot of like LA culture as well, like having a nice car, like having a Gucci bag, like having a wine membership so you can go wine tasting. And that is like not in my value system. I like to do those things, don't get me wrong, but my value systems are more centered around like friendships, community, culture, learning Spanish, like integrating with like the raw experiences of life, like swimming, being by the beach, like being happy, being carefree, being on a boat, like, and not necessarily like how expensive is the boat or how, like, how does being on this boat make me look. Like, I'm all about staying at hostels. I'm all
Yes.
about like running around wild with my backpack because I'm here to experience life, and that's what I want to have in dating too, is someone who wants to experience life with me. Like, if I were to say like I totally see myself traveling the world one day, like becoming fluent in Spanish, living in Mexico. And I don't want to be with someone whose like life vision is like, for instance, an easy one for me is like a cop, because it's like I wouldn't want to be with a cop because their mentality is like their job is isolated to the county that they work in.
Oh, yeah.
And they're committed to like this one particular community in this one particular area, and their like lifestyle is not very forgiving, I guess you could say. But with medicine, like, you can work anywhere, almost in any country, in any state, in any city, and as a PA, like in any specialty as well.
Yeah.
So I can do surgery, I could do like clinic, I could do like hospital medicine, I can do outpatient, I can do telemedicine. So that allows me to kind of like be fluid in life. And why would I like want to be with someone who doesn't experience life in the same fluid ways that I do?
Yeah.
And so I think sometimes I don't pay a lot of mind to dating, not because I don't think men are worth it, but because like just based off the small little comments that they say to me, I'm like, I don't want to live the life that you want to live.
Yeah.
Even if I really like you, or even if you're hot, or even if you're this or that, like, I know what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And I know the type of things that I like to do. And so that's why like why it can be so easy for me to beat the dead horse about certain people that I meet, is because I meet them and instantly the click is there. And I'm like, oh, I see how this will work out, because like we want the same things. Like, we share the same values. We like doing the same things. We met because we like doing these same things.
Yeah.
And so then that's when it becomes really hard for me to detach in dating. When I see how much we share in common, it's hard to not see how real that connection is and how much it makes sense.
Yeah.
And so that's what's hard for me in dating, is like almost it's hard because it's almost like if I don't see that compatibility or that like shared vision, I don't mean to be mean, but that's where my persona comes from, of like, I don't give a fuck about men.
Yeah.
Or like, I want to terrorize men.
Yeah.
And it's because it's easy for me to be like, to treat it as a game, when I'm like, babe, how do you think you and I are going to be together? We're so different.
Yeah.
But then then the hard part is like, I actually am a very sensitive person. So then the few that I do meet that I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Like, I know that this would work out with this type of a person.
Yeah.
That's what it is. We've talked about this a lot in dating, but my dating situationships that I've had, or situations, like a lot of like me getting hung up over certain people is me being like, well, like we both like going to the beach. We both like DJ sets. We both like music. We both are like similar in age. Like, we both like going to the same places. We have like shared interests, shared personalities. Like, we click. Like, maybe the chemistry is good, or the jokes are good, or like even the sex is good, or the dates are good. And it's so hard when you have that click with someone to want to just be in an average relationship with someone else where you're so not aligned in so many ways.
Oh, yeah.
Even if there's like disagreements or like certain things that aren't working, like, to me, the most important thing is like that alignment piece.
Yes.
And so when I find someone that I'm like, oh shit, like we are so like we could be different personality wise, or like different expressions and things like that, or even different on the outside, right? I don't care about those things, but what I do care about is like that light that goes off, where you feel like in that moment, like this is the right person for you at that right moment in time. And the chemistry of how some people are, like when you meet them, it's like an instantaneous knowing of recognition of like how you feel like you've known this person your whole life, or like I don't know, sort of like, if like it sort of brings into question of like, do we have soulmates, or do soulmates exist? Because sometimes you go on those like adventures or those dates, and it's like an instantaneous catapult of like, whoa, like your whole life flashes before your eyes, you know?
I've never had that.
Oh, okay.
But this gives me hope that it exists, because it's something that I would want. Like, to have the feeling that someone is your soulmate. I think with my ex, I had a feeling that he was my soulmate, but a soulmate doesn't have to be forever.
Right.
And it's such a beautiful thing to be able to experience that.
Okay, but have you ever, but you have, though, I believe, met people in your life and had that explosion where you're like, oh my God, kaboom, like, I see why we're friends. Or I, like, have you never, like, met someone and felt like they were your best friend in 2 hours and then, like, you cry when you don't see them again?
Ugh.
Where you're like, oh my God, that's my best friend. Like, I don't know how to tell you this. Like, they live across the world, but, like, you have to believe me. Like,
Yeah.
we are sisters.
Yes, I've definitely felt that. It's such a beautiful feeling. And I'm like, all these things with like alignment and dating and like friends. I'm like, that's why I love my friends so much, because I feel the friends that I have, I'm really learning how to live in alignment and apply the alignment with my friendships as well. Because not only is alignment important with dating, but it is important with friendships, because I've realized that I want friends who like the same things as me, who share the same interests, and it makes it so much easier to have a friend. Like with you, we both love going to the beach. We both love working out and being hot. We both love going to party and dance and have fun. Like,
we both love Mexican
travel.
culture. We both love traveling. We both love
personal growth,
pop culture,
entertaining,
social media, podcasting, reading books, self-expression, growth, food, trying new experiences.
It's never been
amusement parks.
That's why we've been able to be friends for so long. If you didn't know, we met in the 2nd grade.
Oh yeah.
And we weren't close friends like all growing up, but like we became closer in junior high and high school, and then definitely like after high school have stayed friends. And I think we've also realized, like, throughout the years, as we've grown up kind of separately, we've realized how similar our
I don't think
values are.
Yeah, I don't think I realized how similar. Yeah, exactly. And the thing about Nevada and I is, like, I feel like we are so very different people in terms of how we view things and our expression. And like, Nevada is way more energetic than I am and way more extroverted, which I also am. But we are we're so different. Like,
we're very different.
Like, but that's where I'm saying, like, that's why you can be with someone who's so different from you. Like, and you could think, oh, this could never work out. But that's because the most important thing that matters is those shared values and the alignment underneath all the things that you see on the outside.
Yeah.
Like,
because dating someone with a good personality is great, or dating with someone with money is cool, but nothing hits quite like living in alignment with the person that you're with.
Yeah, we joke so much. Like,
we do,
and
joke
I
a
have
lot.
a big thing on my Instagram is, like, I have a, like, side of me that I show where it's like my, like, rude side, my men terrorizing side, like, I'm hotter, I'm better than you, and I say stuff like that on my Instagram to, like, for the bit. I'm like,
it's for a bit, and it's to scare them off too.
Yeah,
because if you really take me seriously on my social media and don't even give me the time of day to get to know who I really am in real life, why would you ever deserve my time?
That just hit something deep within me, because I feel like so many men have looked at my social media and thought, oh, he's unstable, he's crazy, he's joking all the time, he's immature. And I'm like, I went to medical school, first of all. Like, you think that I can't accomplish things? Like, obviously you can't be completely unhinged and get through that kind of a program. You've seen my body, you know that I take time to go and work out, that I'm disciplined. Like, I journal, I do a lot of self-help and self-growth and self-worth. That doesn't, just because I'm not posting all of that all the time and my Instagram isn't hippy-dippy, doesn't mean that that's not who I am as a person. And if you're just looking at me going like, oh, well, he's just, like, he burns through men and he doesn't care about men, and, like, he's mentally unstable, or, like, whatever judgments you could make about me from social media.
Yeah.
Like, you genuinely are...
You're missing out.
You're missing out on all the... I think I put out content, and only the people who are really paying attention are going to capture who I really am.
Yeah.
Because the true bits of who I am comes out through the small little poetries, like the poems that I write,
Yeah.
through the music that I share, like through those moments when I calm down and back away from the jokes and actually put out like what my true heart is feeling and saying. And not everybody catches those moments because they're just looking at the shirtless picture.
Yeah.
And I do that also on purpose.
It's a strategy.
It's a strategy. Like, are you actually paying attention?
Yeah, that's actually a good strategy, because that is the tough part about social media. And the part about social media and dating is we only see part of somebody's life that they choose to share on social media. So when it comes to being a content creator and choosing what I post online, it's like I get to choose the persona that I put out there on the internet.
Right.
And sometimes people judge that, and even though if they say things like, they'll comment and be like, oh, she just wants attention or da 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 da, it's like, okay, maybe I'll even rage bait you to think that more, because that's your perception of me. But that, just because it's your opinion and perception, doesn't mean it's true. And it, like, I'm so much deeper of a human, and there's way more depth than what is on the internet. But that is what makes it hard about dating in a small town too, is because when you live in a small town, everybody's connected, and everybody's connected on social media.
Yeah.
And when you go out to the bars, I see everybody and I almost know everybody. And if there ever is an outlier, then I'm like, oh, who are you? And they're like, oh, I'm from Atascadero. And I'm like, oh, no wonder I don't know you, because you're literally from an even smaller town 50 minutes away from Santa Maria.
No, I think that is something that you're capturing too, though, is the social media thing in dating is such a big perception shift. And I feel like a lot of people approach me just because I look hot online or DM me. And honestly, is that part of the goal? Yeah, because I do want someone to think I'm hot. Like I don't,
it's not a bad thing to want people to think you're hot online or in real life.
Like I want to be with someone who's hot, and I want to feel like they think I'm hot. So obviously, like, that's a portion of the piece to the puzzle. And we joke, Nevada and I collectively joke about like different dates we've been on, or I've been on, but
the different experiences we've had with men.
Yes, sister. Thank you.
The different experiences.
We'll joke about like, well, he better have a six pack, and for me, I'm always like, he better be Mexican, and they better have money, and they better like blah 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 blah. But really, like, that's just us. I feel like reminding ourselves of the types of things that we believe that we're worth. But someone could be completely opposite of that and maybe not have money, or maybe like be so very different from those like limiting barriers that we're saying that they have to be. Because really, like, I do feel like what we're going for is the heart and the soul and the alignment.
Yeah.
And like, do we want the same things, and are we genuinely meant to be together or not? And if it's, for me, like, honestly, my approach to dating is like, if we're not gonna have that like explosive, like, beautiful connection together where it clicks and we want the same things, like, I'm not gonna just be in a relationship with someone for 2 years knowing very well that like this is a 2-year relationship. Marry someone knowing that like, if I already have the conscious idea like this will only last for 5 years, and then once I like move to here, like go travel for 6 months, like we'll separate. Like, I'm not the type of person who will put someone through a relationship knowing that not I intend on leaving them, but I intend on taking a different journey that I know will lead to us separating. In my head, it's like, well, we probably just like should date casually, or should be friends, or should what is it? Like, I don't want them to go through the emotional whiplash of thinking that we're going to have something very real and precious. If I can kind of see that like that maybe the alignment portion isn't there.
Sometimes relationships are only like, we don't, I mean, for me, I would never stay in a relationship past a year if I don't see myself marrying that person.
Right.
Like, I feel like it could take a year. I don't know if I'm going to know in like a few months because that's sick in the head. But, but I should know in a year. And I never stay with someone. Like, my 2 relationships before my last relationship, who I thought I was going to marry, was I was in like an 8-month relationship and then maybe like a 6-month relationship. And then I was in a 4-year relationship because I was like, that's the one. But
yeah, I think we're both very good about cutting something off the minute that we're like, oh, this is not going to work. We don't drag it out. We don't play games. Like, I mean, we play games in other ways.
I've dragged it out before.
But like, I feel like we cut it clean and we're just like, okay, done. Yeah. And for me, like, the way that I date is like, if I don't see that that's gonna be something that, like you said, like, I'm gonna marry them, like, whatever that concept of that person means, I don't really bother with them, like, in an intimate way of dating, because we're either in or we're out. There's no in between for me. Like, if we're in between,
if it's a maybe, it's a no.
Yeah, like, that just means we're friends, or we're hooking up, or we're like going on dates, or we're passing time together, but I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like it's something more.
Yeah.
I don't play the pretend. I don't play house. I don't play pretend. I don't say I love you and not mean it.
Yeah.
I don't say that I like you and not mean it. I say things to people with my chest. I say things in dating with my chest. And when I really care about you, I mean it.
Yeah.
And that's because, like, I don't really mess around with stuff like that. Like, if I love you, I love you. If I want to be with you, like, I really mean it. I want to be with you.
I think I learned that from, like, you've inspired me to be more honest about what I truly feel in something, because one of the last situations I was involved with, I knew I wasn't going to seriously date them, but I was like, this is what I want out of the relationship, and I'm not ready for this, and I would like to do this with you, and if you don't want to do it with me, let me know, because that's like, this is at face value. Like, take my word for it, because I'm saying what I want, because that is how I stay true to me. And I'm also not living for the maybes of men. I'm not going to date a man because they maybe like me, or they maybe want this, or like, I'm not thinking like, oh, what does he want? And like, how can I change myself to fit into that box of what he wants? I'm going to say and do what I want, because my wants and needs is what I need to be putting first. And I don't care if a man doesn't want the same things as me. Like, let me know, because this is what I want. And be like, it's hard nowadays because there are some people who just straight up lie.
Oh yeah.
When you're being fully authentic and being true to you and standing on business, and then these other people are lying, and then you end up wasting your time because you're taking what people say at face value, but really they're not being authentic to who they are.
Mm-hmm.
And they're lying to themselves.
Love bombing is inauthenticity, right? Like,
yes.
Like, if you actually care about them, like, you wouldn't give them all this affection and then pull it back to mess with their head.
We were just talking about men and dating and honesty and how people lie and gaslighting through love bombing and things like that. Or I don't know if we said gaslighting, but we talked about
we talked about love bombing.
They're all the trending words of nowadays. But we're kind of talking about some of the things and lessons that I've learned in dating.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to talk about it. And I guess where I'll start, for me, dating right now is just not a priority. I got out of a really serious relationship in 2025, and it honestly took a lot out of me. I was in a relationship with someone I thought I was going to be spending the rest of my life with, and when it ended, I was shook. I was just, I'm like, there's really no way.
Shambles.
I was in shambles. It was really scary to be alone for the first time, and also to be on the streets for the first time, because the last time that I was single was pre-pandemic. I'm talking like 2019, when I was still in college. That's the last time I was on the streets. That's the last time I was dating.
This is your debut to the streets.
Yeah, 2025 was my debut back to the streets. And let me tell you, these streets are not what they once were. The dating apps are not what they were back then.
Well, not at all, no.
They're terrifying in so many ways, mainly because you just, part of it, I honestly feel like part of it is the administration that runs this country, and the cultural shift that has happened since like 2016. Not to make it political, but when Trump got in office, there was a whole culture shift, and then there was a whole nother culture shift when the pandemic happened.
Yeah. So the pandemic was a rough one.
All of these culture shifts
for dating, I feel,
had such a big impact on dating. And I can see that in the way that people just don't trust each other. And even people are scared to share their values. There's been a couple times where I've accidentally dated somebody with unaligned political values as me, because they weren't honest about it, because they knew by being honest what that would cost them. It would cost them me not wanting to be associated with them.
Yeah, and I think honesty in general, especially when you're fearful of the person's reaction, can be kind of challenging. But that's unfortunately sometimes the reality of dating, right? Like, finding that compatibility is super important. I did have some questions. How, like, if you could rank priorities of your life, where would you say dating falls on a list of
priorities?
On a list of priorities, let's say. Like, what priority number would it approximately hit for you?
Oh, God. I think, well, my number one priority is myself.
Period.
My creative projects.
Ooh.
My health.
Oh, number two.
And my friends.
Oh, yeah. I love that.
Like, I should say my loved ones, because I have like my close friends and my close family that are like essential to my life and well-being, and having fun is also a priority for me.
Oh,
having fun is one of my top priorities.
What you're talking about is vitality right now.
It's the
this is the good part of life right here.
This is the blood in my veins. Priority is beach.
Oh gosh, yes. I relate to that one.
I have all these priorities. So I would say dating falls pretty low on the priority list. I'm like, I don't know how many priorities I just named. I really only feel like I can have 3 priorities at once. And
like,
I'd say
true priorities, yeah.
True priorities right now for me are self-growth.
Yeah, what's your big 3?
I'd say my big 3 priorities are self-growth / reflection.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing a lot of reflection, meditation, scripting, journaling. Like, I don't have a normal 9-to-5 job.
Mm-hmm.
So the work that I'm doing right now is inner work. I'm doing a lot of inner work, shadow work. I've purchased courses on how to like dive deeper into myself.
Mm-hmm.
I read books on how to get in touch with my spirituality, my creativity. So I'd say reflection / personal growth.
Mm-hmm. I'd say
number 2 is creative expression / creativity. Yeah. So the podcast, my content creation, writing. I am working on creative projects, and those are essential to my livelihood. And I'd say the third one is my health.
Yes.
I have to be moving my body.
In the gym, out of the gym, on the track, out of the track.
Everywhere. I went and did sprints yesterday, which was so amazing. My hip flexors need some stretching today. But those are like my top 3. So when you're looking at your life and you're trying to decide what you want to do next with your life, you do need to have priorities. For you listener out there, when you're trying to decide like where dating falls, I think we all want love.
I agree.
It's not a secret that we all
crave human connection, and part of that connection is romance, and part of that connection is friendship, and part of it's sexual, and part of it's just that like warm candlelit feeling inside. And I think we're all kidding ourselves if it's not a natural human emotion to want to connect with people more intimately and deeply. However you prefer to form relationships, right, is your business. But I feel like in general, almost everyone dances in some type of entanglement.
Yeah.
And I think we are kidding ourselves if we don't want to be loved or to love someone else or multiple someone else's,
Yes. And I love romance and I love romantic connection. I think for me, I think when I originally got in my long-term relationship, at that time, romance and love was like the top priority for me. I had just graduated college.
So that checks out.
Oh my God. Also,
that was mine too when I graduated college, and that's why I got into my relationship as well.
Also, it was the pandemic.
And I had a pandemic relationship as well.
Okay.
Which was Stockholm Syndrome.
Yes. Okay. That's a whole nother episode. The Stockholm Syndrome of the pandemic.
COVID relationships. Not to mention our past relationships, but that's like probably 3 episodes.
That's going to be a totally different episode. But for the sake of this episode, when I got in that relationship, it was a very lonely time for me. Yeah. I remember being in the pandemic and just like, I had me, myself, and I, and then my roommate, and then like, I don't know, my close friends that once we started integrating back into public and into social interactions again, it was a lot of fear. There was a lot of fear in the air at the time.
And I think the fact that we were around a limited amount of people and that like someone that you could date was like an excuse of someone that you could spend time with, it sort of solidified or broke apart a lot of relationships, mostly solidified, where a lot of people like stuck it out through that COVID relationship time just for the sake of like what you're describing, to have something to do. Yeah. And because like that was your number one love interest at that time, and love being your number one priority at that time, like it only makes sense that that's what happened.
And it's crazy to think about that time too, because right before the pandemic, I was literally soaring into creative heights. I was working on a short film. I was writing. I had weekly accountability with some of my film friends from college. Like we were all working on a project together. We were meeting weekly. Even into the pandemic, we were meeting. And I was so focused on creativity and expression. And then the pandemic happened and my priorities shifted because loneliness was so heavy. So then my priority became love. Like I just want love. I want human connection. Like I want somebody to love and I want to feel loved by someone.
So when you say that leaving the relationship was challenging and that again some feelings of loneliness returned, what do you really mean that you miss? I mean,
so now post relationship and integrating back into the streets and to singlehood and independence, I think with dating is not a priority for me, but also I like to still engage with people and have connections, like romantic connections. And there's this loneliness aspect sometimes that still creeps in. But I think it's a feeling that was like, I grew up feeling like something was missing. And this something was the love, because society and seeing my parents and my family and all these people growing up, like I remember growing up in high school and seeing other fellow teens getting into relationships, and I was like, oh, like I want to be in a relationship, like that would be kind of cool. and I didn't even really know why I wanted that, but at I feel like at the anatomy and most natural form, it's natural to seek a partner.
Yeah.
Like when you think of the whole animal kingdom and reproduction, it's a natural.
Yeah, it's like biological to some extent.
Biological to some extent.
Yeah.
But then being a human, I'm like, okay, I have other interests and priorities other than romance. But growing up, I had these ideas of the importance of finding romance, finding a partner, finding a husband, being able to start a family. And after, I guess this is already going into like how it's bigger than me and bigger than dating, and the being big in a small town part was I grew up thinking that there was almost one way of living my life, and that was growing up, graduating college, getting married, having kids.
I see what you're saying now.
I even read a letter that I wrote to myself when I was 18, and I wrote it to my 28-year-old self, and I found it a few years ago. And it was like, girl, if you're not married and having 2 kids by now at 28, bitch, at 28, if you don't have 2 kids right now, you're doing something wrong. Like, I was shaming my future self. Like, if I didn't get it together and like have a house and have kids. And I was like, girl, you were 18. You literally knew nothing.
Just a baby out of high school.
Just a baby. Like, I was just a kid too. And I remember being 28, and I'm 29 now, but now being 29, I'm like, oh my God, I can't even imagine having kids right now, maybe even ever. I don't know if I want kids. How do I not know at 29 if I don't want kids or not? I don't know. That's to be determined.
I can relate to that.
You know?
I'm like, how would I even have a baby?
There's so many more things to be concerned about now than like finding a husband or finding a spouse and having kids. Like in my life, I've just learned so many different opportunities and so many different dreams I could have that doesn't include and doesn't require having a spouse and kids. But for so long growing up, I thought that was just what everybody did.
I think it's like the mold, right? The mold that we're given as to like how we're supposed to be and the life that we should want and the life that we should live and lead. And especially with our culture here, I mean, in our small town, but also in the context of America and the country that we live in as well, I think both of those things influence the way that we conceptualize what it means to be in love. And the ways in which we were taught to love was basically as you described it, like, okay, you go to college because you'll make more money, and then you'll get a partner, you'll get a house, you'll have kids, and things will be great. And then during our lifetime, like once we went through high school to college to then afterwards, tuition rates went up, student loan percentages went up, the like economy shifted, I would say, and the value of the like college education here shifted.
Oh yeah.
And then divorce rates started going up, and like dating priorities started shifting, and like women started having kids later, and like everything kind of like shifted before our own eyes as to like this model kind of started cracking and unfolding like as we were living and getting closer to those years. And then we're like, wait. So you're telling me that maybe this route is like not a super safe route, and now like I have a shit ton of student loans and I didn't realize how much percentage it would be, and now I have to pay it off, and now I'm finding that like relationships are really hard, and people, like you said, sometimes lie or don't really hold their word up to what they say that they're gonna do for you, and then you sort of like start to lose trust in the system.
Yes.
And then when you're losing trust in that system and you're trying to like think about also at the same time, like you're coming to terms with your own existence and your brain is developing, and you're like, wait, what do I want? And who am I? And I think being yourself, what you're talking about is like you're more of a creative dreamer, and your life path, I feel, is more outside the box than most. And that makes it, I think, even harder when sometimes things can be so structured from even birth, because now you're like having an identity crisis if it's even okay to be yourself.
Now that you say that, that is part of what makes it hard dating as well. Dating in a small town and being a big dreamer. There are guys that I've dated that are very like, they can only see to a certain extent.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the same level of ambition, because I love Santa Maria. I love where I live. I will always.
We love our small towns. We love Santa Maria.
Girl, this will always be my home. But I know one day that I will live outside of Santa Maria, maybe for a long time, maybe for a short time. But I know.
Or maybe for a lifetime and just come back and visit.
Yeah. And maybe I'll come back and visit. And this is where I'll always be from. But I just know that my ambition is so big that in order to get where I want to go, I will have to leave one day.
Mm-hmm.
That's not going to stop me from chasing my dreams where my feet are. And I don't think that should stop anyone from, if you have big dreams, like you can make your big dreams happen in a small town.
That part too.
There are so many opportunities.
It totally depends on what type of dream you're going for, right? Like
Yes.
you can make any dream possible. You may have to change your environment, or you may just have to adapt within the environment that you do have. It
Yes.
totally just depends on what it is that you want. Like I mentioned earlier, I was talking about, like, for instance, dating a cop, and how I feel that I'm so out of alignment with a cop because, like, I want to go travel for 3 months, or maybe I want to live in Mexico and learn Spanish and, like, move from town to town or be a nomad, or, like, I just have a much more expansive way of thinking about my life. And I do want to be with someone that speaks Spanish, and thinking about, like, how for someone who's, like, more rooted in stability and, like, routine and diligence, like being a, like, local community cop in the same area for many, many years may be their life path. And for them, like, being big in the small town may be like being like the cop who, like, I don't know, saves the most lives that year, right? Like, big to you can be so many different things, but for you, you're right. Like, and I love the way that you're talking about Santa Maria, because I'm really, like, tired of hearing Santa Maria rhetoric, or rhetoric about small towns saying that they're not good enough. And I think really the truth of what you're saying is, like, the resentment that people feel towards a small town is really what they're saying is that I'm not in alignment with maybe, like, the bounds of what this town has to offer me. And I've learned from it. It raised me, but now I'm, like, ready for something different, or I'm ready for a different environment. And I'm ready to plant my feet somewhere else that allows, like, these other dreams and aspirations to unfold. And you can coexist in both of those spaces without just immediately attributing it to, like, this small town not being enough, because
Yes.
it's really less about the town. It's more about you.
Yes. And dating in a small town has been a little bit harder because of the ambition that I have.
Oh, that's right.
Has been limited by the bounds of the people that grew up and, like, never left, or, like, they don't see past a certain
Right.
extent for me. And even in my last relationship, like, my ex could not conceptualize the vision that I had for my life, because I've always been a visionary. I've always had these big dreams, like, bigger than myself. Like, it is bigger than myself, the message that I have to share with the world. I've always wanted to share these messages and stories on big scales. And my ex, like, one time I told him, I was like, when I chase my dreams and when I really go for what I'm going for, I will be famous. And I don't know how big of a fame it'll be, and I don't know how small it'll be, but I know that it'll be out of the normal. It'll be abnormal. It'll be an abnormal amount of fame when I really fulfill what I came here to do. And he kind of looked at me and thought I was crazy. And I was like, would you be okay being with me famous? And he was very a private person, and he wasn't down. Like in reality, he was not down. I could feel it. But that is also a hard thing for me in dating. Not that I'm fucking famous, not that I have a million fans. I don't even have 5,000 followers combined between my TikTok and Instagram. I really don't. And I know that I have big dreams, and they will be at a larger scale than I am currently at. And I know that one day I will have to have a partner that is okay with that abnormal life, because I don't want to have not that the cookie cutter 9-to-5 life is a bad thing. I'm just saying it's not. It works for so many people. For me, I have always wanted to do something else. I'm very creative. I need to be thriving by expressing myself, creating shows, producing, entertaining, being a host, doing a podcast, like making videos. I need to be doing something at all times, but I need to have somebody okay with that type of person existing. And the whole the rock and the star, and the star situation.
Perfect time to talk about that.
So there's this theory about a rock and a star in a relationship. Like you can have a star and you can have a rock, or you can have a rock and a rock, but you can't have a star and a star. And I am the star, and I need someone who's a rock. But I have yet to date someone who is or could be that rock in the way that I would need them to be.
Well, I think you're going to need a volcanic rock. One that can survive a volcanic eruption. That's the star power we're talking about, baby.
Wow.
Come on now.
You know me.
Wasn't that good?
Oh my God, I love that. He believes in me. And also, like, oh my gosh. Yeah, just dating
honestly,
people that can even accept your vision.
I want to be a star with another little star. Because why not?
You want to have a little star?
Wait, am I a star or a rock?
Oh, I think you're a star.
Or am I a rock star?
I think the last thing I have to say about the dating portion for me is I used to take dating super seriously, and at this point in my life, since my priorities are shifting, dating is just a fun experience that I can have to connect with people. And I would say that I'm like, my voice just cracked when I said it, but I would like to think that I'm an honest person about what I'm looking for.
Definitely.
Yeah. I try to be authentic as I can and honest as I can, because I'm just done beating around the bush. I don't want to waste anybody's time. I don't want to waste my time. I just want to have genuine connections, genuine fun, and I think that's okay. Dating doesn't always have to be for marriage. Like, I just got out of a really serious 4-year plus relationship. I don't want to put the pressure on myself to build something with someone. And that's another part of the dating culture. There's a lot of talk about like provider men, or there's also people who are like, oh, I want someone to build something with.
Oh my gosh, people are so tiring. I'm honestly tired of the dating coaches that are telling you if your man does one thing wrong, blah blah. I'm just like, geez, you girls are like savages. Like, how are you gonna find a man that can possibly live up to these expectations? Like, also, relationships require a lot of give and take and a lot of forgiveness, not commanding someone to be someone that they're not. Like,
yes, there's a lot of toxic dating ideology now.
Oh my God, I don't like any of it.
It's really toxic, and the noise is so loud. Like, I'm not
it's like screaming.
It almost confuses me. There have been times where I'm like, oh my gosh, is this what I believe, or is this what is really loud in the culture right now?
Oh.
Because things about, I mean, honestly, like a lot of like women are sick of men and they're sick of like brokies or dusties, the whole Shira 7 and talking about like if the men isn't like paying, then they're literally like good for nothing. But it's not even about that. Like I feel like,
but is that really what we're looking for in another human being? Is that why we choose our friends and our family based off of money? Or if they pay for your dinner? Like, is that why you call your mom, or why you like have the friends that you have, or like why you choose to go to the places that you go to? Do you go because it's paid for, or do you go because you genuinely want to go and you want to be there? So I think that the value system is a little bit shifted. Like,
it's very transactional.
I think people have gotten a little bit out of touch with their heart space, and they lead a lot with their ego. And
yes, absolutely,
that heart space, when you feel that activation with someone, like, or with a friend, or you're really connected with someone, that's like that good shit that actually matters.
Yeah.
And while like the other things, the material things also matter, like, where's the forgiveness in relationship these days? Like, where is the like, let's work through things, or let's like learn and grow together and love together? It's just so cutthroat.
Oh my gosh, it's so cutthroat.
And it's like, oh, you're not this, you're done. And it's like, well, what about the fact that you said that you loved me? Does that not matter to you anymore, you know? And that, I think, is one of the hardest things. But really, like, what I think a relationship needs is, and what dating needs, is the emotional activation with the life path alignment. And it can be really challenging to find both of those things. But you know what I'm talking about when I say that. Like, you don't just connect to anyone all the time, everywhere, any day. It's really only special people. And the physical things, what I wanted to say about the physical things is that obviously, right, it does matter. Like, for instance, like sometimes if someone is working out and they have a degree and they have like, they're on top of their money, right? Those are all like positive traits that would make you want to be with someone, because those are traits of discipline and consistency, and those are qualities that translate well into relationships. You want someone who's consistent, reliable, hardworking, and motivated for you.
Yes.
So I think that they're just getting a little bit twisted in terms of like, just because someone maybe doesn't like do XYZ things doesn't mean that they don't have those amazing qualities to them. And I think that's kind of the twisted part of what the shift in dating has been recently, is like, oh, well, he didn't like buy your dinner or whatever, but like, okay, well, how did he make you feel?
Yeah. I'm like,
does he support you in your goals? Like, is this someone that makes your life better or worse? Like, do they want the same things as you? Like, are they going to stand by you?
Yeah.
Not, oh, he bought me a purse.
Yeah.
Okay.
My approach to dating going forward is more of, I'm gonna keep living my life in alignment with my values, and I'm gonna have fun along the way. I'll have fun with the wrong ones along the way. I'm not gonna compromise myself, and I'm not gonna compromise the things that I want. Like, even just a small example of compromising yourself is like putting kind of what we were talking about earlier. Like, I'm not going to live my life for the maybes of a man. I'm not going to, oh my God, Taylor Swift.
What about it?
I drunk in the, or I don't know. She says, there's this one line in one of her songs and she's like, cancel my plans just in case you call.
Oh.
She says in one of her songs, like, cancel my plans just in case you call. And don't fucking do that. Like anybody fucking listening, like don't fucking cancel your fucking plans in the case that he's gonna call. Are you kidding me? Don't do like that is
Well,
that
I
is
mean,
compromising yourself for a man.
one part that I think is a little bit sad, that just because we are talking about Taylor Swift, is in the music video, the All Too Well music video, when she has the girl, or it's younger her, 18, sitting in front of her birthday cake, and she's like relying on this man. I forget who she was dating at that time. Whatever. Jake Gyllenhaal. She's waiting on this man to like come through for her 18th birthday, and basically the way that it's depicted in the video is like she lets that moment ruin her 18th birthday.
Oh yeah.
Like she's depending on him to bring the happiness for her own birthday.
Yeah.
And I understand, like, when you love someone and they don't show up for you, I know more than anyone how much that hurts.
I also know more than anyone how much that fucking hurts. It's a knife.
It's a knife. But still, like, there's something to be said about, like, canceling your plans and waiting around for a man. Like, I've been there, and never has it made me feel great.
It's you will never regret putting yourself first.
Ugh.
And don't compromise yourself, your plans, your boundaries.
Oh, your boundaries.
The boundaries are a big one. Like even boundaries in everyday life. Last night I was like, a guy came and sat like really fucking close to me. Like he was like literally leaning on me. And I was uncomfortable. And I was like, I can either stay in my uncomfort or I can speak my fucking truth and tell him to move over. Which is what I did. I was like, hey, can you like back off a little bit? I'm trying to like sit here. And he backed off. And I'm like, okay, great.
Yeah.
It was that easy. I don't have to sacrifice my comfort for the comfort of somebody just doing whatever the fuck they want. And a lot in dating, people are going to do what they want. They're not always going to have you in consideration when they're making decisions. So that's why you shouldn't be making your decisions and living your life or canceling your plans just in the case that this person is going to call you. Maybe they're maybe going to call you. So,
and what if they never do?
And they may never call you. And I've been there before. I've
been there too.
I've fucking been there. I have canceled the plans, and that's how I know now is like I don't do that anymore. And I encourage you listening to not compromise yourself and what you want at any expense, because again, you're just never going to regret putting yourself first. And I'm not knocking relationships or dating. If you desire love and dating is a priority for you, I implore you to do that. That is amazing. Having priorities and knowing what your priorities are is a win.
Oof.
Knowing what your priorities are is a win, but get to know yourself. Because if you don't know yourself, then everything and anything could become a priority. And then the next thing you know, you're going to be chasing this and chasing that and doing this and doing things for other people and people pleasing. And then you're going to be so lost and you're going to ask yourself, what am I doing anymore? And is anything I'm doing serving me or the purpose that I want to impact the world with?
Period.
Mic drop.
That was a good fucking section, bitch. Ooh.
Ooh. Yeah, we devoured with that. That was almost better than sex.
That was
better. Sometimes expressing yourself, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't even need to get laid. I'm not even horny anymore, like ever, because I'm expressing myself so much creatively. You know, it comes from the same energy center.
No wonder I've been activated recently.
Your creativity and your sexuality are in the same energy center.
And best believe mine are all the time.
And if you are like hypersexual, sometimes you just need to express yourself creatively. Sometimes you just need a creative nut. And you're good.
I don't know what to say about that, but I'll work on that.
Yeah.
Anyhow, this is like the time where I would like to, talk about what is the big moment for me, I guess, in the dating. and where are the ways that I kept myself small, perhaps. And I think for me, like, I grew up thinking the same, that I was going to marry a woman and get a house and kids. And then I was like, whoa, I'm gay. And that kind of skyrocketed me to like pursue relationships in other ways. And because I hadn't really had a gay relationship and I was coming out of college, that was too why for me, love was a number one priority. Or maybe number two, like after my education, because I wanted to make sure I went to medical school. So maybe they were like rivalry priorities. But then what really ultimately happened was I ended up getting myself into relationships or even dating, and I felt like I chose someone kind of quickly or like settled in a way because it was almost like a desperation to make up for lost time for relationships that I couldn't experience before. And so I kind of just took the low-hanging fruit. I mean, went into a relationship and then saw so many red flags from the beginning, and that too is a different talking point, but the signs were there from the beginning when I was dating that person, yet I still stuck with them hoping that they would change. And those same reasons of red flags in the beginning of the relationship were the same red flags that led to the end of the relationship 3.5 years later.
Oof.
What I learned through my like recent dating episodes and experiences in the post-era phase is that, one, I am not settling for something that is not truly what I want. And if I see those really malunion points that I saw in the last relationship, I'm not doing it. Like, I feel like I'm bigger and better than that. Like, I learned from my previous mistakes, and I don't want to be in those spaces anymore where I'm wondering, why are you treating me like this? When it's like, no, that's how they are. Like, what do you mean, why are they treating you like this?
Yeah.
And after that, I went into like a big chapter of self-discovery and like many travel trips. And that's where I learned that lesson from my mom, where she was telling me about the alignment component. And now for me, dating is not a priority in the sense that I don't allocate a lot of time for it. And I've been on one date, like I was talking about. So obviously it's not a priority. But what is a priority to me is holding space for that connection to come in. Not necessarily dating to marry, but rather like knowing that the right person is going to come to me, and that when I feel that type of connection again, I'm going to pursue it again. And for me, dating is about someone that really activates up my heart and someone that I see the vision with and the possibility for how aligned we are for the future, and not taking on someone who I know does not want the same things as me, and not hoping that this person will change for me, and also not waiting around for someone to show up for me.
Yes.
Because like what you were talking about, like, I cannot slow down my own self or limit my own life just to make another person comfortable or just to make things work out. Like, I know in my bones and in my like true heart of hearts the types of people that I'm looking for and who is meant for me and who's not. And so I'm just kidding myself, and I'm really just wasting time, and I'm degrading my own self-worth by spending time hoping that something will be different than it is. And so for me, I think I've had to kind of like freehand, right, how dating works for me, just because I thought I was going to be with a woman and that didn't happen. So after that, it's all been kind of like free, like, scribbled in the notes section on the side.
Yeah.
And since then, I guess I've just really realized that, like, I'll just share, what am I looking for?
Yeah.
I am looking for a Spanish-speaking man who will help me with my Spanish, who will travel with me, someone who has like a job that's free-flowing so that I can also be free-flowing and travel, someone who's open to spending time in places like Mexico or South America, someone who loves the beach, who is connected with their community, someone who is open-minded and creative and ambitious and driven and focused on their health and their wealth, someone who is okay with accepting me, someone who's okay with accepting me for this outgoing, loud, kind of boisterous, spunky person that I am. And realizing that, like, I'm not too much, I'm not chaotic, I'm not overbearing, I'm just not with the right person. Because if my friends can accept me and if people can meet me and love me, there's no reason that a man can't too.
Yes.
So what am I doing kidding myself, like spending time with the wrong types of people? Like, I don't want a man also in development. I don't want a man who says that they want to do something.
You want someone who's...
I want someone who's doing the thing.
On that. Yeah.
It's not I want to go to school. It's I'm taking classes and I'm going to school.
Or I'm applying to school.
Right.
They're in progress.
There's no want. There's no I maybe one day want to travel. It's I'm
planning my next trip to Mexico.
You got the memo. That's genuinely what I'm looking for. And so I will go on dates, and I am trying to open up my shell a bit more to dating, even in small towns, because I've notoriously called myself the hottest gay man on the central coast of California, and to this day no one's been able to contest that.
We're looking for contestants. If there's contenders,
if you have anyone,
all gays to the front. All hot gays to the front.
No, I haven't had anybody say you're wrong, you're not the hottest gay, there's so and so. Haven't, honestly, no one has contested it.
Yeah. So if you want a hot gay off,
yeah, we could do a hot gay off. I'm not saying they don't exist, I'm just saying they haven't been found.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, there are hot gays hiding under rocks.
I'm sure there's a hot gay that probably doesn't have a phone. How are we going to reach him?
If you know a hot gay,
and he's hiding under a rock,
or he doesn't have a phone, or he has an Android, or whatever the fuck, maybe he's a mailman, let us know, because we are always looking.
We have so much more time to, in the future, explore all of these topics in greater detail. But really, this is our experience in dating in a nutshell.
Yeah. We wanted to share about dating in 2026 and what it looks like for us and how we're approaching dating going forward, because it's messy on these streets, especially on the streets of Santa Maria and San Luis Obispo. And
I love that you mentioned that, because it's also the microculture of the dating that we're in, right?
oh my gosh, it's small pond.
It's the small pond for me.
It's a small pond for you. If I thought it was a small pond for me, it's a smaller pond for you.
Oh my gosh, going on a dating app, I downloaded it, and then within an hour, there was no other people. I'm like, how can I go through all of my options in like a speed run in 25 minutes?
Well, maybe tomorrow people will become single. And there will be more people joining Bumble and Tinder.
You're right. Maybe
Grindr.
You're right. Maybe after hearing our dating stories, people are going to realize that their relationship is not it for them. And there will be people who are suddenly available. And you know what? Also, maybe someone will be listening to this and they'll be like, no way, he's talking about me right now. I should DM him, which you should.
Slide in Daniel's DMs.
If you met those descriptors, this is for you.
Daniel's on the hunt this year, okay? But thank you so much for listening. We love your support. If you've listened to this point, please drop us a comment, a like, share it with a friend who could use some dating advice.
Yes, send this to a friend. We've gotten some really awesome reviews on our first 2 episodes, and people seem to really be enjoying it. So try to maybe share it with a friend so you can, I don't know, like get in the flow of like having someone to gossip about our episodes with and what you think about them. And also, like, what is gay or sick in the head to you?
Yes, please let us know what you are battling with the question, gay or sick in the head. And on that note, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on episode 4.